Hey guys, welcome back. So today I thought I would give you my very best tips on gut and skin health because I believe that they are very much connected, and I noticed that when my gut health is playing up, my skin normally plays up as well. So I've definitely learned quite a few things along the years dealing with both of these issues. So I thought I would put them all into one video and share them with you. They are super simple, super actionable. They are not going to be really obvious things like drink more water, because I know how annoying that is to hear. These are going to be things that actually really have worked for me. As most of you will know who watch my channel regularly, I have been battling with acne since I was about 15 years old. I'm now 31, so it's been quite the journey. And on top of that, over the last couple of years, I've really been dealing with some gut health issues, in particular acid reflux, SIBO, which is small intestinal bacteria overgrowth, and just kind of IBS symptoms as well. So yeah, I've been trying to deal with all of that all at once. And like I said, I've definitely learned quite a few things that I'm going to share with you in this video. But if you also have great tips, things that have really worked for you, I would love to hear from you. So please leave them in the comments. I'm sure they'll be helpful to so many people. We're all in this together, right? And if these are the kind of videos that you enjoy watching, then please give this video a thumbs up because it really helps me understand what it is that you like to watch so I can make more of it. So let's just jump straight into it. So tip number one is to have a very regular eating and sleeping schedule, because this has really worked for me and it's definitely worth trying for yourself. If this isn't something you do already, I find that my body, particularly like my gut health, really likes routine. So if I'm eating breakfast at the same time, lunch, dinner, I'm having the same kind of snacks, my body really understands when it's going to get its nutrients, like when it's going to have to work. And so I stick to that. Same goes with sleep. I always make sure I go to bed at the same time, even on weekends. I wake up at the same time, and this kind of regularity really helps me to stay balanced. It really helps me to have the same amount of energy each day and I don't feel super tired. It helps me drift off into a good sleep, and all these things are really, really important when we're dealing with our skin and our gut health. I don't know about you if you also deal with these things, but I definitely get stressed out very, very easily. Like, I don't manage stress particularly well, and I really have to prioritize it. And if I'm overtired, if I've not had 8 hours sleep, I find it so much harder to deal with all the things I need to get done in that day. And all these kind of micro stresses, like all these little bits of stress, do pile up, and you're so much more able to deal with them if you have had the right amount of sleep. If you haven't, then it really can affect your gut. Like, your gut and your brain, there is most definitely a connection there. And if you're feeling stressed out, your gut is going to suffer. Which then of course is linked to your skin. Like, if you're not able to regulate your gut health, things like your hormones get thrown out of balance, which can actually make your skin start to produce more oil and more breakouts. So it's really important to prioritize your health in that sense. And a really easy way to do that, like I said, is just making a schedule, like sticking to what works for your body. That doesn't necessarily mean having lots of hours of intermittent fasting. It could just mean that you like to have snacks at regular times. But for me, I do actually tend to intermittent fast. So I will definitely have a 12-hour period where I don't eat or drink anything. This usually is between the hours of, say, 9:30 p.m. and 9:30 a.m. I feel like this just gives my digestive system some time out, a break, and it's also so much easier to sleep when you don't have a full stomach. So yeah, that's what I like to do, and it's really, really been helping me. The next super easy thing to incorporate is movement. So we all know exercise is really great for so many different health reasons, but for me, I obviously like to do this particularly for my gut and my skin. And I'm not talking crazy workouts, I'm not talking running marathons, I'm not talking HIIT workouts, I'm literally talking about light movement. So for example, like once I finished a meal, rather than sitting there for the rest of the day or for a few hours and just kind of letting it sit in my stomach, I always find it really helps to go for a walk, or, you know, I could just be dancing around the kitchen, doing the washing up, just making sure that I'm keeping active, because once your food has hit your stomach and has then gone through into your small intestines, it then really helps to encourage movement. You know, obviously as you're moving, your food is able to go through your digestive system, and you know, even though in my mind I always think my digestive system starts in my mouth and goes down, it doesn't. Your intestines is going all over the place, so it does need some encouraging, particularly if you're like me and your digestion is very slow. This also really helps your skin because it's able to get blood delivering all those nutrients to your skin and your other organs. By moving, it's just kind of encouraging it to do that faster. We also have something called a lymphatic system, which doesn't have a pump like the heart. It basically carries the waste out of your body, and you don't have, like I said, a heart to be able to do that, so movement is going to be crucial to getting that moving, and that really, really does help my skin and my gut health. I find that the evenings where I eat a big meal and then I just sit on the sofa, my digestion is so slow. Even like a few hours later when I'm going to bed, I feel so bloated and uncomfortable. But I make sure, you know, if I'm walking around, I'm moving around the house, I'm going for a walk, or or as I said, dancing around the living room or in the kitchen doing the washing up. It really, really helps to keep things moving and to speed up my digestion. Another really simple thing that I like to do is to include probiotics. And I've been taking probiotics for quite some time now, and my gut health has really improved because of this. One of the main probiotics that I take is something called Simprove. And whilst I didn't initially see dramatic results on my gut health in terms of like my bloating and my acid reflux, I really noticed how good my skin was looking. I'm not sure if you saw my previous videos on this, but the initial 3-month course that I took of Simprove, my skin did not break out at all during that time. It was amazing. And then when I stopped, I started to notice breakouts again, which is why I went on the second course of it. But things like Simprove and another probiotic that I take called Megaspore are so great for helping your gut microbiome populate good bacteria. So you obviously need a bit of a balance, and there's lots of different bacteria and things that you need, but you want diversity. Like with diversity means that you're able to digest all different kinds of food. It really enables optimal health. So that's why I'd really encourage you to look into them if you are struggling with your gut health issues or even your skin. I know a few other people who've also started to take Simprove for their skin and noticed really good results. So I definitely see that there is a link there. Now the next one you would think is easy. It sounds like something everybody would enjoy doing, but for some reason I have such a hard time with this one. But I thought I would include this because it's so important, and that is prioritizing relaxation. I find that lots of us who have these kind of chronic health issues like with our gut and our skin find it really hard to relax. And I know this because I have so many different conversations with particularly you guys over on Instagram in like my DMs, and lots of us just seem to be kind of chronically stressed and just kind of really run down, and this absolutely has an effect on our health. Even if I block out time to say like I can relax, I find it really hard. Like I find that my mind is always racing, I always have lots to do. And yeah, I think prioritizing this has been really key in trying to help me actually calm my nervous system down, calm my gut health down, and actually, yeah, clear my skin as well. So things that I've been doing recently that have started to help is actually saying it is a priority. It does not come second. So for example, normally in a busy working day, I would say, oh gosh, you know, I'm not gonna have time to finish everything. What can I cut out? And the first thing to be cut out would probably be like exercise. It would be meditation. It would be any kind of self-care. All of those things would just be put to one side if I had a busy day. Now I make it a non-negotiable. And when I say now, I literally mean I started 2 weeks ago. So this is still very new for me, and I'm really trying my best at it. And I know it's difficult for lots of us when we're super busy. I can only imagine what it's like if you're a parent. Yeah, so I totally understand that this isn't possible for everybody, but I certainly think it should be a priority if you can make it one. So what I've been doing this week in particular is I've been making time to do a half-an-hour yoga flow, which helps me again with movement. As I was saying, that really, really does help encourage digestion, and it also helps to obviously move your blood around. But also it's really relaxing to be just focusing on one thing. Sometimes relaxation doesn't need to be just kind of sitting there still. It just means kind of calming the mind down. And you know, when we're doing a physical activity, it really does help us focus and we're not kind of distracted by all these other things that are going on. So yeah, I find yoga great for that and for movement. And then I've been doing a guided relaxation, which has been so nice. Some may call it an afternoon nap. I personally see it as a guided relaxation. And I would never have made time for this in the past. Like this just seemed completely out of the question. So I've just been lying there after yoga and typing in guided relaxation into YouTube and finding different ones to do. And there have certainly been a few that I've really enjoyed. I usually do them for sort of 20 minutes. And then I'm able to go about eating my lunch. And when you're relaxed and you're eating, you're so much more able to digest your food properly. I've noticed this massively. I have not been bloated so much in the afternoon since doing this, which is so great. And yeah, I really believe everybody will be far more productive in the afternoon if you give yourself a chance to just slow down, relax, take a moment for yourself. And like I mentioned earlier, there is certainly a connection between the brain and the gut. So it's really important to look after both when you're trying to heal your gut. And of course as well, your skin. Like I said, this is all connected. So for my next point, I actually made an entire video talking about this, and it is quite a simple thing to do if you prepare yourself in the right way. And that is removing gluten. And I am so not a fan of removing anything from my diet. I like to eat whatever I want to eat. But I have noticed, unfortunately, that yeah, removing things like grains, bread, pasta from my diet has certainly helped with my digestion. Not only that, but I've also seen a dramatic difference in my skin. So yes, I'm really hoping to reintroduce this, and by no means am I officially like gluten-free at the moment. There are certainly times where I eat gluten at the weekends, but for the most part, I tend to avoid it. And I've noticed that this definitely works best for me. When I wake up the next day after I have eaten gluten, I generally do find that I am sort of starting to get congested skin again. I know that it takes me much longer to digest digests and I do get kind of pains in my stomach. But yeah, I know that with a little bit of time, with a bit of TLC, healing myself, like doing all these other things as well, can certainly enable me to hopefully eat gluten again in the future. So kind of working towards that at the moment. So if you haven't seen my video talking about my experience going gluten-free, then I would really recommend this if you are dealing with things like acne and gut health issues. I'm gonna put a box up on screen now, so definitely go and click that and I will see you over there. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.